Good morning, everybody. How are you all? Happy Wednesday. Bank holiday here in Queensland today, but I still wanted to show up. I still felt the pull and the call for you all. So today we have a very powerful healing about to take place. Morning, lovely. How are you? Happy Wednesday. Okay, right. Set myself up for success as I normally do. Okay, so I can see the chat. I can see the chat there. Awesome, awesome. Welcome everybody, and I've got Shani here first up. Okay, I've got 4. So let me know in the chat who I've got. So we've got powerful healing happening again today. We are working through the Akashic Records as well. I know I said last week that, hang on, I'm just going to move my camera over a little bit. It just feels a bit weird, it not being centralised. That's better. Because then when it goes on YouTube, it sits better. Claire will tell me off otherwise. Okay. So we're going to do Akashic stuff again today because I feel that at this moment in time, using the energies of the 8-8 Lionsgate, although the portal's closed down, we've still got really strong manifesting energies around at this moment in time. So what came through was to do another Akashic Records, and we're going to be working on criticism, judgment and rejections. This was a really strong theme that landed this morning, right? And it's weird because it's all about the throat chakra. And once again, I've been perfectly fine all morning. And as soon as I've come on here, my throat is going crackle, 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 right? So, excuse me for coughing. So I've got my notes here. We are doing Akashic journeying, right? But we're actually going into this present day lifetime book. We're not going into the past or, past, deep past life stuff. We are looking at what is blocking you in this present lifetime book. So criticism, judgment, rejections. So the rejections, the criticism, the judgments around any of your ideas, any of your thoughts and any of your feelings. Okay, so this could be something that could have been something in a childhood where you've presented an idea. Like as I'm tuning in, it could be something, as we go back to childhood. You know how sometimes we all used to go out to play at school and then you'd be like, let's play Dungeons and Dragons. Let's play, doctors and nurses, right? I'm just picking random stuff. I always like to put a funny spin on things. That's my personality, right? But then this strong personality, 9 times out of 10, it's like the young alpha female, right? It's actually witch wound stuff. Says, no, we're not playing that. We're going to do this. And you'd be like, oh, okay, right? And you feel this real sense of criticism and judgment, and then your ideas are rejected, right? But, we look back and I might have a little giggle, right? Because I've been exactly that. It's just flooding back to me at school and things like that. And, as an empath and a sensitive, especially children, when our ideas aren't heard, when our thoughts and our feelings aren't heard, right, it's really painful, right? So you imagine, what we think back on it now, we might just be like, oh, okay, whatever. But at that time, at that present time, we were shut down. We were, we were made to feel really small and insignificant, right? So what does that do? What does that do? If that happens time and time again, right, it actually is a learning trauma, basically a trauma around not speaking up, not speaking your truth. So what does that do in the future? It could be that in a career, right, that you go to your team, you go to your boss and you say, I've got this brilliant idea. And, you present it and it gets shut down yet again. Or you don't go to your boss with a brilliant idea or concept because you fear that no one's going to listen to me, no one's going to take my idea seriously, right? So that's in like a business and a career. What does that do in a relationship, right? So in a relationship, in a community, it might be that your ideas are shut down once again. You won't have a voice, you won't have a say. What does it do around your health and well-being, right? So when you're not allowing yourself to speak your truth, you're not allowed to have clear communication, right? Because of this fear of being shut down, rejections, criticism, judgment, ideas, right? It puts an energetic block, right? And it literally affects your throat. So for me, it's things like, it could be things like tonsillitis, it could be thyroid issues, it could be your thymus gland, it could be constantly, every time that you are wanting to do an up level or you're wanting to grow and evolve, and move forward in your life, that you actually manifest throat issues, right? Glandular fever, all of that type of thing can happen around this. So what we're going to do is we're going to help you in your relationships. We're going to help you in speaking your truth. We're going to help you in your clear communication, right? We're going to release that block that came in this lifetime around criticism, judgment and rejections. So it's ideas, your thoughts and your feelings. So with your ideas, it's going to be mental stuff. With your thoughts, it's going to be bigger picture stuff. With your feelings, it's going to be your thoughts and your feelings. It's going to be emotionally based. And it is the negative energy that's locked in there is this deep pain of being misunderstood and unexpressed. All right, so you can see where this would really be of benefit to clear it around your business and your career, right? Because I actually doused on where is this being blocked within the group and whoever watches this. So the effect is that it will be blocking your business and career. So your business as in growth and expansion, right? Being seen, having a voice, etc., right? You can hear it in me. It can affect you in your career. So it could be things like affecting you from having a promotion and stuff like that, right? So it's also coming up as a blocking around people around self-love and speaking their truth. So self-love, when you need to give yourself time, when you need to give yourself that nurturing. God, I'm going to cough again. And I know there's a few people in the group watching this, right? And they do struggle with this. They do struggle with being able to say to certain people, I need you to do this because I need to take time for me around this, okay, for my own health and well-being, right? So that is, they have this fear of if they say that to, say, their partner, right? And I had this years ago. Can you take the kids because I need I need some time to myself, right? I'm a complete introvert, believe it or not. And I actually need to have downtime. I need to have alone time, right? I'm a Cancerian, so I need to go back into my shell. Andrew gets me now, right? He understands that, oh yeah, Claire needs to go to bed early, go and have a sleep and stuff like that. That's what I need. And it actually, because I didn't have that time for myself, because I didn't ask for it, because I was fearing what he might say as a criticism, a judgment or a rejection around that I couldn't be super mum, that I couldn't be, this type of person that I built myself up to be, right? He really didn't care, right? He wanted me to have that time. But it was that misunderstood and I was unexpressed around that. So it will help you within your self-love area. It's going to help you in community. So that was one thing that came up within your community. So, I know some of you do have a business, right? And, it will help you with speaking your truth through your social media platforms, through your emails. I know you're writing those emails, but anywhere where you're voicing your opinions. So I know I've got Brody here, so she does like amazing stuff on her channels, like reflections and stuff like that. I've got Shani here, she's going through an up level as well, and doing that. So I do have people that is going to help with your visibility, but it's not about being seen, it's about being heard around that. The other thing is, so your community, so it might be your community of friends, right? Things like that. It might be, everyone's got a community, okay? It might be your tribe. The other way it's going to help you in your life wheel is it's going to help you around your health and well-being, okay? So clearing clearing that criticism, judgment, rejections that is stuck in your throat. So this is going to be good for me, thank you. Right, it's going to stop you manifesting sickness and illness, right? A lot of throat stuff that I work on for people is around women with thyroid issues, right? And it doesn't always come up on blood tests and stuff like that, but the thyroid has to, that throat chakra has to open in order for you to step into that wise woman. And what we tend to do is that we block this throat chakra because we're so afraid of stepping into that wise woman role, right? Of being seen, being heard. So, you know, you might be listening to this and going, oh, criticism, judgment, whatever. It's big. Seriously, it's big. You know, and this healing, I wouldn't say just do one and done, right? I'd come back to this time and time again. If you feel that you are being blocked in moving forward and rising, come back and do this healing, right? Because it will link back to this 100%. These healings that I do, right, it's not always one and done, right? These healings that I produce, I know that I get told to produce these healings because they're timeless healings. So we're going to take out the negative energies that are trapped within this blockage, this karmic blockage of misunderstood and unexpressed. And because when we clear the void, right, we don't just leave it open, because the same vibration will just go back in its place, right? So we're going to take out misunderstood, unexpressed, and we're going to bring back confidence and allowing. So just like when I tend to do private sessions with people, I actually have a lot of different alignment energies that come back in that need to support them. But this one is just nice and simple. It's taking out misunderstood, unexpressed, and just bringing in confidence and allowing. So from this healing, right, we start to look at the embodiment. So there's always 3 pillars to healing. There's always, like, the awareness is number 1, right? Is finding out the information, and the Akashic Records is really good at that, right? Especially if you want to work on yourself. You always, you might be really just a natural Akashic Record reader, which was what I was when I found out, where I was in Theta Healing Basic. I ended up in this library. So I've obviously been an Akashic Record reader in a past life. Okay, they've said to me, yes, you were, right? So I find this stuff really quite easy, right? It's one of my gifts to just read the records, right? Even though, funnily enough, at school, I wasn't very good at reading, right? I actually struggled with that, but reading the records was really, really easy. Okay, so, you can read your records, but it just takes practice, and it takes trust, and it takes confidence, okay? When you first start doing the records, you want to piggyback off of someone that knows the maze, all right, how to get there, 100%. And there's different ways of entering the records and reading the records, right? Every Akashic Record reader or teacher or mentor will teach their own version of it, right? But the easiest way to do it is to do a journey, right? Without having to have, the pendulums and the tools and the charts, or, getting into that brain state where you are, because that takes skill to have the brain state of being in trance, but also being able to write. Okay, so the easiest way is to just do the journeying, to do the meditation, 100%. And it does help if you piggyback off of someone else, because when you join these calls, right, and you're watching this, and for me having this conversation with you straight up, what I'm doing is I'm bringing you into my energy, and you're latching onto my energy field, right, and you're latching onto my guides, and then we're doing the journeying from that, because you start to mirror my brain state, so it becomes a lot easier. So we're going to do the journey, and we're going to go in this lifetime, and you'll come up with an age of where you first learned. It's where you first learned the concept of what criticism, judgment, and a rejection was, and they're bound as one. Now, it can be karmic, it can be traumatic. Okay, for that child at that time, okay, when we look back on it, we probably wouldn't look at it as trauma. from an adult point of view, but from a child's mind, like in a child, it's painful, right? And when we look at it from a child's point of view, what we're doing is we're actually working through the root chakra. So the root chakra had all its wisdom and its knowledge around things from the age of 1 to 7, and it's what you build your foundations on, right? So for you, every time that you are looking to possibly rise, okay, it will come back to this criticism, judgment, and this rejection. And what that does, it puts a massive fear and a block on you. I'm going to cough. It puts a massive fear and a block on you to actually step forward, right? So you might see some people stepping forward and you think, how do they just do that with grace and ease, right? But for you, it might actually have to have 5 goes at it to actually step forward and do it, whereas some people can just do it through grace and ease. And it goes down to this like early childhood of being around your peers, other people, your community, your friends, anything along those lines, where you have wanted to share your ideas, your thoughts and your feelings, and you got shut down, you were misunderstood, and you felt unexpressed, right? So what does that do? It just locks you in. You just think, oh, I'm just seriously not going to bother. And obviously we're talking about this in the holistic spiritual community. I know I've got a lot of people on here that are amazing healers, or meant to be healers, right? Or they've been healers in a past life. And this stuff really holds them back, really holds them back. And it's devastating. And it is linked to witch wound stuff, right? Because it's that thing. One of the witch wound deep persecutions was ambition. So if you are ambitious, if you have that drive, if you have great ideas, great concepts, like some of you might even like be having ideas around presenting your own modalities, right? But if you have this inbuilt fear in this lifetime of criticism, judgment and rejection, right, that you've come back to heal. Okay, might talk about past life stuff, but we're just going to do it on this present day lifetime, because this is where they're wanting me to focus on you, not so much the past stuff. But if you've had that, you are not going to channel through your next body of work, your next business, your next ideas, and things along those lines. Hey Dee, how are you? Okay, so who have I got? I'm really struggling to pick up any messages. It's the communication stuff. Okay. To pick up any Let's just turn that down. Let's see if it's the communication thing. Let me get on my phone. Sometimes my phone is actually better for this stuff. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. And I can feel massive sadness around. I can feel that energy of, oh. So I don't know if I'm talking and I'm bringing stuff up for you all. Let's have a look. Here we go. For some reason it doesn't really want to show me my comment. Oh, here we are. Oh, here we go. Hey Cara. Hi Shani. Yes. Good morning Becky. Good morning Brody. Hey Dee. Hello. What's happening? Readings been ages. No Dee. We are doing Akashic Record journeying, clearing criticism, judgment, rejections of misunderstood, unexpressed, around your relationships, speaking your truth, clear communication. And we're going to bring in a lovely purification around being confident and allowing. And this is blocked in people's business and career, self-love and truth, community, health and money. So it could block so many different areas. You know, it could be like from a community point of view of you actually like putting stuff in the group, right? Of actually putting stuff in the chat, you know, because this is a community, right? Because you fear being criticized, judged or rejected. Yeah, it is. It is amazing, Dee. Yeah, they're really getting me to do lots of Akashic journeying as well. I'm gonna basically be doing Akashic stuff every Wednesday for the next, till the end of, no, it's not going to be the end of September because I'm away at the end of September. So mid-September, for the next month, for the next 4 weeks, I'm going to be doing Akashic stuff. Interestingly enough, I know a lot of you know I've got a YouTube channel. Please subscribe and please share it. Okay, so my body of work can go out and help other people, right? So this is my giving back. But or share people into the group 100%. So what was interesting with the YouTube channel, with looking at the analytics and stuff like that, is actually the Akashic healings that I've been doing has had massive hits on it. So you know, your focus goes where it flows, right? So if that's what people are wanting from me, that's what I'm going to produce. Akashic Records have been on my mind for the past few days. I'm excited. Yes, I'm going to do it for the next 4 months. Also, you know, share in the group what sort of journeys you would like to do within the Akashic Records, right? I'm happy to do the channeling around that. You know, what are your blocks? I actually put a post in the group the other day. What are you working on? What are you struggling with, right? Please comment, because I can tailor everything to what you're wanting. Have a voice. It's a community. You're allowed to have a voice. Morning, Helen. Morning. So you're going to have a lovely time this morning. Okay. Is there any questions that anybody wants to ask before we get... If you can, if anyone's on here and they know other people in the group, can you tag them to be my full potential? Yeah, Dee, I think this is going to be really powerful for you. I think this is actually... I was actually tuning into you when you turned up, and I was talking about, you know, channeling your body of work through. Because if you think about it, criticism, judgment, rejections of your ideas, your thoughts and your feelings, right? With you bringing through your own sort of teachings and your own ideas and thoughts around what you teach. So self-sabotage is a really interesting one, Becky. I'm really diving deep into the work around Caroline Myss. So Caroline Myss is a medical intuitive like me, and also Dee's a medical intuitive. That's how Dee and I met on MIT with Sky Akamesis. And Caroline Myss works very much along sacred contracts, right, which I find really interesting, because that sacred contracts and Akashic Records are just a beautiful combination, because all your contracts are in your Akashic Records, right? So she works very heavily on sacred contracts and your sacred contracts, and Rebecca Campbell talks a little bit about this as well. So sacred contracts are contracts that are set in stone, all right, that you as a soul have said that you are going to be doing in this lifetime, right? And a lot of us have sacred contracts that we are here to heal the witch wound, the persecution, and help others overcome that. That's for me. They just said that to me. Okay, thanks. And also sacred contracts around, you know, your soul purpose and things like that. And there are sacred contracts that you've come back to heal certain karma, to heal certain illnesses within your ancestral. It's like it's really fascinating, sacred contracts, right? And you can't break sacred contracts. You can clear certain contracts, soul contracts, but sacred contracts you can't break. But what you can do with sacred contracts is that you have free will how you outplay that sacred contract. For instance, if you've got a sacred contract that you are meant to be a healer, right? And sometimes you can come into this lifetime where you actually become the wounded healer to become the healer, if that makes sense. How long you stay the wounded healer is entirely up to you. All right, but your contract is to be the healer, not to be the wounded healer. Okay, so the wounded healer is the shadow side of the healer. Now, where we get into self-sabotage, so Caroline Myss also does sacred contracts, but she also does work really heavy on the archetypes, okay? And her body of work, she says that in this lifetime, everybody has, we have 12 archetypes that we said as a sacred contract that we wanted to do. Okay, so a healer is one of them, right? A mother could be another one, etc. A caregiver could be another one. But we actually have 4 archetypes that everybody has. And the 4 archetypes are the inner child. So we've all been children, right? So that makes sense, being the inner child. We have the prostitute. So that doesn't mean literally. I mean, some people do take it to the extreme of being a prostitute, right? I'm not going to bullshit that. The prostitute. But we can prostitute ourselves out, right? So the way that we could end up prostituting ourselves is not charging our worth. That's one thing, right? So everybody has that. The other archetype that she says that we have is the victim, all right? So we do play victims every now and again, right? Some of us play it a lot stronger than others. And the 4th archetype is self-sabotage. Everybody self-sabotages, everybody. Right? Because it's linked to the ego, all right? Because like in Theta, we learn a lot around the different aspects of ourselves, the different personalities of ourselves, and the ego is one of them. And the other one is what we call the undercurrent, okay? So the undercurrent is what I call Bob the Builder. He tries to fix everything. And the undercurrent and the ego, Bob the Builder and the ego work hand in glove together. They're like their dream team, right? So what happens is the ego doesn't like you growing and evolving. Your soul does. Your soul knows that you have complete potential for great things. But your ego tries to keep you small, okay? So this undercurrent is your self-sabotage. Okay, so you will self-sabotage, your ego will manifest things, okay? Your negative thoughts is your ego. It will make you self-sabotage things to stop you becoming your full potential, right? So your self-sabotage can end up being in all different areas of your life with your life wheel. So it can self-sabotage in relationships. It can self-sabotage in money and finances. A good example is you're going through an up level, right, in your self-worth, okay? You might be thinking, oh, okay, my boss is going to give me a pay rise. You get the pay rise, but then your self-sabotage, your ego doesn't like it. And what it will do, it will manifest something that will break and you've got a big bill to pay, all right? That's how it all plays out. So that's self-sabotage. So everybody will always have to keep their eye on that self-sabotage, okay? So you will never, ever, I'm not going to lie, you will never heal self-sabotage, but you will heal the patterns of self-sabotage, if that makes sense. So it might be that you self-sabotage yourself with food, okay? So you can heal that. But you can self-sabotage yourself with money. You can heal that. But self-sabotage is always going to be there. But it's how you play the game of self-sabotage. It's how you become aware of the patterns of self-sabotage, right? So for me, it was like I actually, because, okay, yeah, I do have all my psychic senses, but I can actually feel the energy of self-sabotage before it actually happens, right? And you might hear me through old videos going, I get this, oh, oh feeling, right? And when I get that oh feeling, I'm like, oh, I'm going through an up level, my ego doesn't like it. I've got to be really careful with self-sabotage at this moment in time, because I know it's coming in, and that self-sabotage comes in, and then you know, you work through that, and then you go through the up level, right? So at the moment, my self-sabotage is showing up in my health around my throat, right? So every time I'm speaking, you know, I've got my YouTube channel, I'm doing more speaking, I'm doing more of this, that, and the other, because I want to grow and expand. I love healing, and I love what I do, and I want to help other people. But it's showing up in my voice, where my voice is going, so do I think, am I going to be criticized, judged, or am I going to be rejected over that? No, I'm not. I'm just going to bloody pull my big girl pants up and just get on with it and do it, right? But I'm keeping an eye on it, and I'm doing the healings, and I'm working through it, right? So this healing is going to help me today, if that makes sense. Yeah, Caroline Mace. So it's MYSS, but it's spelt with like a C, mace, as in mace, mace spray, pepper spray. Yeah. Yeah, self-sabotage has been a life ongoing battle. Yes, but what it is are you allowing your self-sabotage to be in power, or are you in power? That's the difference. That's the difference. Yeah, you need to clear the collywobbles. That's the word, all right? So, yes, Dee, okay, thank you for saying that word. That's the collywobbles. Okay, you get it just as well. Yes, because you're feeling it, but you've got to go through that feeling, right? It's a bit like having a bungee jump. I'm never getting on a bungee jump. I don't like heights. But you know when you stand up, right? And you look over the side and then you're like, ugh. But then you jump and then you just feel this like massive freedom and this expanse. That's probably the best way to explain it, right? You've gone through it. You've gone through it. And the more you go through this stuff, right, the easier it becomes, 100%, right? Because I don't let the self-sabotage hold me back. There's a really good book. Someone can pop it in the chat, and it's called The Big Leap, LEAP, and it's by Gay Hendricks. And he talks about your upper limits, your glass ceiling, right? So that's you getting onto the edge of the bungee jump, getting all the collywobbles, getting all the self-sabotage that happens, all right? But you feel the fear and you do it anyway. What are you doing? You're learning a virtue. You're learning a virtue of courage. So every time that you up level, you evolve, you grow, you change, you have to have a percentage of courage to do that. This is what I love about the Akashic Records, right? Because what the Akashic Records does, like, I love all different types of modalities. I love Theta, I love MIT, and things like that, right? But what I love about the Akashic Records is that you can place success anchors into the Akashic Records, right? So it gives you that energy of courage that you need to go to that next level, okay? So the courage that we're putting in today for you to go into that next level is confidence and allowing. That's the thing, right? That's what you need to go into your records for you to take that bungee jump off, so everything doesn't feel as hard, because you're allowing. Everything doesn't feel as hard as it should be, because that is your self-sabotaging happening, if that makes sense. Are you enjoying this? Thank you. You know, I love to take a big concept and make it really simple, because it makes it simple in my brain, right? So some of you, right, self-sabotage, some of you will feel self-sabotage, right? So Dee and I get the collywobbles, right? Some of you will mentally, depending on where you sit, some of you will mentally be telling yourself, right, you can't do that, that person's better than you, this isn't going to work, blah, 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 right? So it can come in through mentally. Some of you can feel it. Some of you will get emotional. So some of you will get emotionally tired, because that's an easy way. Some of you will emotionally burn yourself out. What else will you do? Some of you will have like weird things happen. So that could be more psychic, spiritual stuff of self-sabotage, right? I'll give you a really good example of that. You friggin' lose your keys. And you're like, I know I put, oh, that's just hit with me. I know I put that stuff there, right? You go and look, not there, all right? I have it sometimes within my, I call it like my book of shadows, right? All my charts. I'll be like, where the hell's that chart? Where the hell's that chart? Where the hell's that chart? I know it's in there. I know it's in there. I had it the other week, actually. I was doing a VIP day with a woman that we were clearing like all the witch wound persecutions. And I was like, I knew I put that chart in that position. Where the hell is it? And it just disappeared, right? And I had to go through the whole chart, and it was like right at the back. I was like, why the hell is it in the back? Yeah, weird stuff does happen to me. And that's just actually reminding me that I'm trying to find a hinge for my door downstairs. For my bathroom door, this hinge. And I know I put it there. Can we find it? Bloody no, we can't. So yes, definitely Bob the Builder. Can you fix it? Yes, we can. Okay. Right, let's get on with this. Right, so we are working on that. We've set up the intention. I'm just going to do a beautiful opening prayer so that we're all protected before we go into the records. So if you want to just close your eyes for a moment. Okay. I'll just use my Penji. Okay. So just breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. I'm just going to place you in a bubble of white light. And nothing in the white light can harm or hurt you. Okay, and we're going to say, oh great spirit, sky above, earth below, winds that whisper, waters that flow, we gather in your embrace, hearts full of grace. For the breath of life, for the kindness in the souls that gather around, and for the journey of becoming, we offer our pure gratitude. May this shared time, these woven connections, be a reflection of love. Ease our burdens, soothe our sorrows and souls. Guide us towards the peace that awaits. Aho, amen, namaste. Okay, so I want you to take some deep breaths. And we're going to set up the intention that what we find in the Akashic Records, what we heal, cleanse, clear, transmute, transcend in this present day lifetime book is for the highest good of all concerned. And it will be cleansed and cleared in the most loving, gentle, easy way. Okay, so I want you to imagine just breathing in light. Just breathing in lots and lots of light. And we're going to take you on a journey of discovery into your Akashic Records. And I want you to imagine that silver roots are coming out through the soles of your feet, all the way down through the earth. Down, 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 all the way down. And you're going to connect in with that beautiful crystal. And the crystal that's come forward is actually a pyrite crystal. So I want you to plug yourself into that crystal with those silver roots. And as you plug yourself into that crystal, you're going to feel, see, sense, know, experience Earth's heartbeat coming all the way up from that crystal and then into your body, opening up all your chakras. So you're just going to feel all your chakras starting to open and light up like stars. And at the top of your head, you're going to feel that white light just beaming out, beaming out. And it's going to gather the information that you need. So we're just opening up all your clear senses. So whether that's listening, feeling, sensing, knowing, hearing, seeing. And we're going to call in Archangel Metatron. He's the mighty scribe that works within your records. And as he comes down, he's going to stand behind you. Okay, and we're also going to actually work with Master Merlin. So he's stepping forward. Okay, and they're both going to take you on a journey through a purple light tunnel. So just see, sense, feel, know, listen with your whole being as this purple light starts to get bigger and bigger in front of you. And it's opening up to the size of your full body. And you're going to go through that purple tunnel, that purple light. Okay, so Archangel Metatron is just taking you through that tunnel. And Master Merlin is just holding the space for you to walk through. And you're walking through this beautiful tunnel till you get to a staircase, a golden spiral staircase. And as you start to walk up that staircase, you can see that door in front of you now. And that door has your full name at birth, your full name now, date of birth, place of birth. And as you run your fingers from your right hand over the name, you feel it light up, illuminates up, and you know that you're in the right place. that you're in your records. And as you put your hand in the pocket, you're going to reach down into your pocket and imagine that you're pulling out a big golden key. And you're going to unlock your door, place the key back in your pocket, and you're going to walk in. And you're going to be greeted by your Akashic guide. So however that guide looks, might be a light, might be a being, might be a person, might be an angel, might be a dragon, might be an elemental, whatever is right for you will come forth. And they're going to guide you to a table, invite you to sit down, and in front of you is your present day lifetime book. And as you look at the book, you can once again see this name of this lifetime, date of birth, place of birth. And it's inscribed in beautiful gold letterings on a leather-bound book. And as you look at the pages, on the edge of the pages, just have a very fine gold edge, just protecting the edges of the pages. And the paper is like creamy parchment. And what you find is actually when you open the pages, you can actually see that they've all been typed out rather than written. And I want you to flick through the page till you get to a page number. So you might see the number in your mind's eye, and you need to go to that page, or you just open the page at the right place, at the right story, at the right information. Just take note of that number, and I want you to look at the book. And from that book, whether your psychic sense is seeing, sensing, feeling, knowing, vision, hearing, you're going to ask for that information to come forward where you first learnt criticism, judgment and rejection of your ideas, your thoughts and your feelings, where it has an energy of misunderstood and unexpressed. So we're going to go back in time. What age were you? What's happening to you at that time? Let's let the information come through. And was this more related, the criticism, judgment and rejections, was it more related to your ideas, your thoughts, or your feelings? 1, 2 or 3 ideas, thoughts or feelings. It might be multiple of them. And who criticized you, who judged you, and who rejected you? And where did that pain and suffering manifest for you as that little girl, that person, that little person? And where has this been playing out all through your life, where you've been misunderstood and unexpressed? Ask for it to be shown to you. Key points where this has been blocking you, because it has done a number of times. And you might find that it's actually got more severe the older. And this sort of pressure, is there anywhere in the body that is manifested in your health and well-being at this moment in time? Where is it affecting you in your money and finances? What about around your community? Around your circles, around your tribe? What about self-love and truth and your business or your career? Where is this affecting you in your business or career? Is it trapping you? Okay, so just get all that awareness. And it's important that you do understand this awareness, because as things start to shift and change, you can see the power of these beautiful healings. How this is working for you, not against you. Okay. So we're going to ask, in divine truth, love and light, and for the highest good of all, we now request a beautiful aligned healing to release any of these karmic blocks or locks around criticism, judgment and rejections of our ideas, our thoughts and our feelings that are affecting our relationships, speaking our truth, clear communication. We ask for it to have a purification of the negative energies of misunderstood and unexpressed, and allow it to be healed, changed, transmuted released in all directions of time under the law of grace, mercy and compassion, and replace it with the alignment energies of confident and allowing of our ideas, our thoughts and our feelings around relationships, speaking our truth, clear communication. And for the highest good of all, we're going to send love and compassion and forgiveness to anyone involved in these old locks and blocks, and any karmic debt that needs to be paid back at this time be released and paid back, and everything cleansed and cleared, unbound, discreated. Okay, just breathe, and we just want to release any trauma imprints, any soul wounds, any hidden fears, and any vows and declarations that are holding you back from your soul's truth, power, love and light. Anything that's no longer serving you from your highest soul's path and purpose. And let's just call back your power, retrieve it, heal it, purify it and repair it, and repair all aspects of any fragmented soul, of your fragmented soul. And everything is done with optimal ease and grace, and you're fully supported to step into your power and create positive change in your life. Please complete this divine healing by placing a violet flame of protection around you, so it can continue to cleanse and clear anything that's non-beneficial for you at this time. Thank you, is done, is done, is done. And so it is. And we activate this healing to the power of 3. Aho, amen, namaste. Okay, just going to feel all that energy releasing now. Okay, just keep breathing in the beautiful light. Keep breathing in light. And then you're going to hand your present day lifetime book back to your Akashic guide, thanking your guide for this love and support and holding space for you. And when you're ready, you're going to get up from the table, go back to the door, go through the doorway, close the door behind you. Use your key to lock the door. That's important, that you always close down your records. And then you're going to walk down that spiral golden staircase, going back through that portal of purple light. And then stepping back into your body and remembering that your silver roots are connected to the earth. We're going to keep you connected to the earth so you feel grounded, that you feel strong and supported. And just breathing in, breathing out, wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes. And in your own time, open your eyes. There we go. Right, does anybody want to share what they got? How they feel? It's really interesting. I'll share. I actually got, I was back at age 3. Age 3, sitting in a high chair. Yes. And it was actually, I was crying as this little baby. I've actually had this visualization before. Actually, I've been back there before. But the manifestation was, I actually struggled as a baby with croup and my tonsils. I actually had my tonsils out at the age of 4. I don't know why I was 3 sitting in a high chair, but it felt like I was on a high chair or a stool. And where it was blocking me in my future was, I was a bit of a performer as a child. I wasn't a child star, no way. But I loved theatre, I loved dancing, I loved being on stage, you know, pantomimes and all of that type of thing. But I know I always took a back seat. I was always in the back, I was always in the shadows. And actually, as I grew up, school productions, I never put myself forward for school productions. I actually was behind the scenes doing all the hair and makeup with my mum, right? And amateur dramatics, all of that. You know, I was always behind the scenes. And interestingly enough, even with my daughter at her school, obviously I wasn't going to be on the stage, right, at her school, but she actually had centre, you know, she always had key parts, which was just wonderful. But I was once again in the back doing all the hair and the wigs and the makeup and everything like that. But I never took centre stage, never took centre stage. And then this real energy of humiliation as well for me, and embarrassment. So, you know, it's interesting, isn't it, that that one thing as a 3-year-old really held me back through all my life. Okay, Shani, yeah, you had tonsils out at a young age. You nodded off for a little. How does everyone feel? So yes, it'll be interesting. Now we have confident and allowing to come in. Did you all enjoy that? They're really struggling with the okay, I've got some more here. Okay. D, crikey, was not expecting that. Huge, emotionally loaded. Past life, but linked to things playing out in this lifetime. Okay. Where someone didn't want me, being in my power, rivalry, jealousy, and receiving my birthright. Very emotional. Still feel have energy in my chest that is shifting, needs shifting. Yeah. May need to move. Very big. Good. Okay, it was a good one. I was a toddler in a nappy. Okay, my mother was very angry about this new nappy, so I felt like I was a nuisance and that she didn't love me. Wow, okay. So where's this all been playing out in your life? That's the interesting thing, right? Being in sickness, then allowing myself to rest and nurture with food. Wonderful. Yeah, you were meant to be here today. Yeah, absolutely, Dee. Absolutely. Great. Great. Well, the good thing is that it does actually go onto YouTube. So it was funny. I'd posted that I was doing this live and somebody said, oh, can I have a link to your group? And then they said, oh, is it just for women? I was like, yeah. He's like, oh, it was a guy, bless him. So who, if he's watching, hello. And I said, you can watch everything on the YouTube, so you still get it. He's like, oh, great, thank you. So yes, it's nice to be able to put it in. But yes, obviously the group is just for that. Hey, Wendy, that's okay. You can watch the replay and then it will go onto YouTube as well. Okay, so for the next 4 weeks or so, for the next few Wednesdays, I'm going to be doing Akashic Journeys. So Becky's already said about self-sabotage, so I've spoken a little bit about that. But if there's anything particular that you want to work through, there is a post in the group. I think it's a pinky purple post that says, what are you currently working on? What can I support you with? Right? If I had a magic wand or something like that to help you with, please put comments in that, under that post, because I will look at that and then I can tailor the Akashic Journeys around what you need and what you currently need to support, right? The more you get involved in this group, I know I've got my diehards on here today, the more you'll get from it, because I can tailor everything to you. I mean, I can tune in, but I think it's nice for you to have a say, right? Nice for you to have a say, using our voice. Okay, I've struggled a lot with feeling like I'm not allowed to exist and breathe air. Okay, heavy on my shoulders is how I'm feeling. Yeah, so heaviness on your shoulders is the weight of the world on your shoulders. Why are you taking that on? Thank you. So please share it, Becky. Share. That's great. Okay, so if anybody actually does want to have an Akashic record session with me to go in deeper, and we can map out understandings and awareness around, you know, particular karmic patterns that happen in your life, etc. I love doing Akashic work. You know, I do offer private sessions. An Akashic session with me is 222 Australian dollars. And you'll have an hour with me where we can really get to the root cause of like karmic patterns and stuff like that. And once again, you know, taking away what's there and then putting in something that is of a higher vibration. Oh, thanks, Wendy. Yes, Wendy won a session with me. What was it that we did the competition for? Yeah, the Akashic sessions are really, really powerful. and you know, life changing as well. You'll be surprised with what I can shift and clear in one session for you. But it's not only about the shifting and clearing, right? It's about the alignment energies. When you do the clearing and then you put in a higher vibration, that's your new GPS. That's where you're starting from, that higher vibration. So what you're finding, even in one session, right? We might clear, let's use this as an example. You might clear the misunderstood, you might clear the unexpressed, and then you've got confidence in allowing. Confidence in allowing is your new GPS, right? So everything from that new vibration comes to you. You'll be surprised what manifests, what shifts, what changes from putting in new alignment energies. We also put success anchors in. I also do a lot of crystalline energy, put crystal energy through your books, right? It's really interesting how that works. And the other thing is that sometimes if you are more shamanic, then animals come in. I mean, I do a lot of this stuff around businesses as well, so it's not only just personal, but it's really, really powerful, right? I don't want you to stay sat in heaviness, right, and in hardship and on the shit bus. I want you to be on the fun bus, and it's really, really powerful. I'm still using the script you gave me, yeah, back then, and it feels changing things for me, yeah. Because what we did with you, Wendy, is because a lot of the stuff for you was on mental patterning, right? By doing the invocation after the 21 day invocation, right? What that's doing is it's just cementing things into the Akashic Records. So you are not going back into old habits, right? And the good thing about that type of thing with the invocation, especially mental habits, that does actually help with self-sabotage, and it's rewriting a future scripting into your Akashic Records and stuff like that. Oh, thanks, Dee. Yeah, great. Yeah, book in with me. I love doing Akashic stuff. I love doing it because it's just so interesting. What's interesting is that you can look in the past and find what the block is, and you can see how it's playing out in your future. It's powerful, right? Your giggle is so cute. That's very kind. Thank you. I do like to bring laughter into this stuff because it's really important. Understanding energetics, like map of consciousness, right? Clearing stuff can be hard, right? Not cancel, edit, delete. Can be emotional for a lot of people. Clearing the throat now. Maybe I need to start singing. I'm not a good singer, but it can be emotional clearing this stuff, right? And I do bring in humour and laughter and giggles, right? Shits and giggles. Because, right, I don't want you to stay in that low vibration. I actually want to lift you up into that vibration, right? And move you through it being a lot lighter. A lot lighter. Oh, yeah, Shani's one of my private clients. Yeah, Shani is just thriving. Love it. Okay, so I'll drop in a link into the group, into this chat with the Akashic sessions. So yeah, please don't stay stuck. Let me help you. I'll be back next week. I'll do Monday 4 p.m. and then Wednesday will be another Akashic journey. Let me know in the chat in the group, yeah, under that post, what you're looking to work on. And yeah, I do bring the lightness to the heavy. Absolutely. Yeah. You know, doing like shadow work and stuff like that, you don't have to be physically stuck in the shadow. You know, if you're working on stuff and you're feeling low for a few days, you need to have a session. You need to do something. You need to either go onto my YouTube channel, look at the healings, etc. Please don't ever stay stuck feeling in a low vibe for more than a couple of days if you're working on yourself, right? You must, because that's your ego, that's your self-sabotage, okay, wanting to keep you stuck, right? That's not healthy. Yeah, we love the fun bus. Yep, we're all on the fun bus. Maybe I'll have a photo shoot one day, right? I feel like, oh, you know, maybe I should be in New York, go find an American school bus and have a photo shoot on the friggin' fun bus. Maybe I'll write a book or a program. Maybe you should write a program around being on the fun bus. People will think it's some sort of childhood weird thing, but let's get on the fun bus. Let's get on the fun bus. Anyway, I'm going to do some painting and renovating. So yeah, that's my fun bus for today. Okay, sending you lots of love. Been great to hang out with you again, and I look forward to doing some sessions with you. Take care. Lots of love. Bye.